5, 4, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the North American Season 3 Qualifiers here, hosted by the Riot Games. We are here to watch the QV D-Man, now recently promoted to Riot D-Man. Congratulations. As we're going to be watching the team FXO versus team Undergeared. Already the game has been started, and we're going to get this game rolling. I'm the FourCourtJester. With me is the L3IRD. The stream is the word. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay, and we are about to get in the game. FXO, if you don't know them, JRT7, 408, but we're known commonly in the threes community. Doing some really good stuff. Oh, we have that team with Waka Waka Walk, which is actually 4 nat tricks, I think. And Bolt Ninja is actually pretty common, but overall, interesting team playment on both sides. But we're gonna see the debut of pretty much FXOpen, if you guys don't know, a very, very big commodity in the world, literally. They are a good company to be along into, but mostly known for the esports world. SE2 now going to go into League of Legends, and we do see the picks coming up right now.
Alright, FXO, first game of NA today, as we have been watching a lot of EU, but it's still going to be that Ezreal. I think Ezreal is pretty much a 100% pick at this point. I think maybe there's one game we covered that he wasn't there, but either way, it is going to be him there on the blue for FXO, and maybe a Nocturne first pick. Definitely feels more NA already.
Yeah, Nocturne being the first pick, definitely an interesting first pick actually as well. We'll know about to lock that in, and we'll see if that actually comes in for Rish and Zinzao, Evelyn, Blitzcrank, Lisa, and Singe. Kha'Zix being banned out quite a bit actually. Really interesting to see that. Singe being banned up for the team though. That's a very, very interesting ban.
Deleted link. Ugh! Thank you, D-Man. Oh my god.
Oh, so you can't post links to defensive strat either. That's pretty fun.
Man, oh man. There we go. These bots get in my way. Alright, so yeah, Januke definitely said that Epic automatically moves on, so that is why we are going to do FXOpen versus team Undergeared. Good guy Januke letting us know, but yes, let us focus upon this game. We'll see Epic again, guys, don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, Epic going into the next round, I mean, that's probably not a really big surprise. It's just really great to see Dan playing again. Sauce and West Trice coming back into the fold of Epic Gaming. I hope they practice a little bit more than they did when they were first originally with it. But yeah, there you go with that. We do have FXO, JRT going to be picking up that Ezreal. Now going to be trying to get that Taric and that Olaf. We do have the Quirky being locked in, and Mr. Ninja going to be picking up the Nocturne. So Nocturne actually locked in and purely locked in. Quirky versus Ezreal, something that we saw a lot of in Season 2, not really in Season 3. We'll see how it happens, and we'll see if it's going to work out for both teams.
Yes, it is 720p, guys. Best I can offer. It will be on YouTube, however, so if you can't get it here, you can get it there. Alright, so yeah, Olaf and that Taric joining. Again, we see that Taric-Ezreal combination, and I'm trying to think. I don't think it actually worked for EU last round. GGMs, they actually dropped real quick.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of pressure. Misfortune was a little bit better, a little bit tamer, but overall it was just Shushay and Zinzao just doing a lot of work just in the jungle as well, so you can't really stop it from there. Olaf being picked up, very, very strong top lane pick, but also a lot of possible jungle picks right there with Entis picking that one up. I think that's actually for GT7's now the 80 carry, so 4-8 is going to try to get that jungle pick. Olaf jungle is a strong pick, truthfully, and if that is going to be an Olaf jungle, it'll be a really good one. While we just see a Mumu just being shown, so I guess they don't want the Olaf in the jungle, which would actually be a pretty good counter to what Nocturne brings in as a 80 kind of damager.
Nocturne jungle. I definitely like Nocturne jungle with that pseudo global. I mean, last round we did see what Shen, Teleport Katarina, and Twisted Fate. Really powerful map presence there. But we also saw ourselves a Pantheon today. This will be our first Nocturne. But we, speaking of globals, we also got that Karthus with his Requiem. Is it Requiem?
Yes.
Yeah, Requiem. Phew, good. So, a little bit of extra map presence there. But once again, like, after doing a whole morning of EU qualifiers, looking at this, you can definitely get a different sense of style for the different realms.
Yeah and no per se. I mean, Nocturne is a little bit different. Jace is a little bit different as a top laner, just a top laner in general. I mean, a lot of picks in general for Season 3 are very safe in the way that, yeah, we know what's really viable, what's really good. AD is really on the high, AP is on the kind of low, and, you know, they're picking accordingly to that. But the difference is, you know, Evelyn not really sought out over in the NA. Twitch is more sought out in the NA. There's just little instances where they like their AD bruisers a lot bit better. They like the aggression a lot bit better over in NA as well. So overall, I feel like there isn't really truly a lot of differences. But then again, there are small, little quaint differences with both teams, or with both teams.
All right, there's going to be a Jace pickup last. Yeah, there we go. Purple team with the Jace. So, Orianna mid, you know, going back more to those mages. We got that Karthus in there as well. Top lane, Olaf versus the Jace. Definitely something of a more traditional lineup. Amumu jungle. I think I saw some Amumu bans back in EU. I'm trying to remember. It was like 7 hours ago now. But the Taric in there as well to match up against that Lulu. And our first showing today of Orianna.
Orianna's going to be a really strong AP mid, but then again, it's paired up against a Karthus, so something we saw a lot of in Season 2, not really in Season 3. Usually with the Orianna pick, we would see probably a 80 bruiser, but I guess FXO doesn't really want to run those 80 bruisers, especially with that Kha'Zix being banned up from himself.
I totally knew what the Karthus ult was named.
Press R to darkness.
Press R to win. Yeah.
Yeah, press R to win, right? It's the press button win button. I just totally botched it, but yeah, there you go.
My GG button. But instead of Korean shoutcasters, it goes boom, pentakill.
I wish I had a GG button that just went boom, pentakill every game in my solo queue. That would give me the 5k elo, no problem. Beat it up for Eleanor, no problem too.
And apparently the music stopped. All right, so there's definitely not an Android stream. Going back and forth. Where is my... There we go.
Spawn R triple kill. That's cute.
Yeah, spawn triple R or triple kill with that R. It's like the Keisha parody or Keisha. I don't know. She has a $sign in her name. Press R to win. I thought that was actually pretty good. One of the oldie music videos. You don't know it? YouTube it. Go go go. Is
that a quiche? Is that like
Keisha?
Keisha?
Singer Keisha? I don't know. She has a $sign in her name. Glitter, puke. I don't know.
Oh, the wake up morning thing.
Yeah.
Wake
up in the morning and press R to win or something like that.
Ah.
I didn't make it. Okay, and it's been a while since I've seen it, so that's enough out of you, Bird.
Yeah, we're about to get into the game again. FXOpen on the blue side, Team Undergeared. Is that what it is? Truthfully, yeah, Undergeared on the red side. Undergeared. I'm thinking of like Underdog, and you know, technically Team Undergeared is the Underdog because we don't totally know about them. I mean, I talked about tricks or Fortnite tricks / Waka Waka, but truthfully, we don't truly know everything about the team. We'll see if they come into play a little bit stronger. Again, NA side, the League of Throws a little bit too, Baylife and such like that. So, you never know. You never know if it could be a little bit open per se, but we'll see if the Undergeared team is not going to be the underdog and actually come out alive on top of this.
Undergeared and Underdog. Has a nice ring to it. Yeah. Waka waka
Yeah.
waka. I like that name on Corky. So, in terms of the summoners, both of our ADCs rocking those cleanses. We do have the appropriate number of ignites, 2, on the Team Undergeared, but we have the double exhaust. Once again, we're seeing an AP mid go exhaust, not ignite, on Navatar, on that mid. So we do got the 2 exhausts to the 2 ignites, and the 1 exhaust to the 1 ignite, and the cleanse to the cleanse, and the smite to the smite, and everyone is rocking flash. Definitely an NA game.
I mean, what can not go wrong with flashes and exhaust and lots of pentakills and the Amumu to Karthus ultimates of awesomeness. It'll happen, but the big plays and the big things that are really going to be happening is between those middle lanes. Karthus, Orianna, a lot of control from both laners. We'll see if Karthus can get fed enough to actually get on top of that Orianna and say, Well, it's gonna be a good day to you, ma'am. And well, if Oriana comes back, shockwaves, and destroys the Karthus. I don't know if Oriana actually responds to that because I know Karthus is a dead human being, so maybe he just dies even more.
Phew, I thought the stream actually died for a minute there with that Riot game logo coming up. But whoever the streamer is has their mouse in an interesting spot. It's just kind of sitting there off to the side. So I don't know. Hopefully that won't disrupt anything.
It's like the trumpet from
moved it.
Oh, kind of, but it's still there. It's like the trumpet from Godfather or something like that. Just kind of iridescent, kind of in the background, but kind of loud so that it kind of annoys you just a little bit too. I guess you haven't seen the Godfather, huh?
I am not pleading anything on this case. Isn't that an American right that I don't have as a Canadian? I plead the fifth.
Yeah, but you're Canadian, no? Eh?
Technically, I was born in the States, so I'm gonna enforce that.
Okay.
Some nice diamond borders on everyone here. Better than, of course, the full diamond skins against the no diamond skins. But using the explanation of EU West versus East, and they're just kind of given those accounts, I think makes a lot more sense. But yes, the scoreboard fits, I think.
Hopefully. I'm going to check for myself as well.
Yes,
and
it's beautiful. Great.
Yeah, everybody in Riot, congratulations. You made everything set up and fun for all of us that are trying to restream all this. Yay. I thank you for that elimination on that little part.
Indeed. All right, so maybe it's just me, but that background music sounds a little high. Either way, nothing I can do about it. All right, so guys, welcome to game number 1 of the FXO versus Team Undergeared. I'm the FourCourtJester. If you're just joining us with me, the L3 IRD, we're both streaming here on Twitch. Feel free to check us out, and if you like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But we are looking right now at the directed cameras from QV D-Man, recently the Riot D-Man, as we're throwing out that axe looking for that invade from FXO.
And invade is going to be countered about, and again, Oriana Ball is going to be able to just side out anything. It's like an extra ward, but you just spend a little bit of mana for it. Although you don't want to come into the lane with 0 mana, but it's there. It's useful, and it's very, very useful to spot out what FXO is actually looking for. FXO getting those entrance wards over that red, probably going to be pressuring that one up really soon, and especially since Nocturne not truly blue dependent, but usually starts out blue. It's going to be a good timing for that move to come up about the level 6 level 7 mark and see where that Nocturne is actually.
We got a few flasks out there on the floor as well. 5 flasks, 2 machetes, a lot of red soda pops, Coca-Colas, Pepsis, whatever you want to call them. And Corky, first item, longsword. Is he going to be going straight for a Vamp Scepter, or a little bit of what we saw last round where we had an Ezreal go straight for a Lightbringer, a Last Whisper?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a Bloodthirster or something like that sort. More on the 8 NA side, they'd like to go use that damage output more over so to actually push out, and that's why you usually saw before Phage got their Phage and then to Bloodthirster, just to push up a lot easier, a lot faster, and truthfully, it's probably the best way to actually build out 80 carries. But now starting out with the longsword 2-pot, that's a usual thing for 80 carries. They're going to be building up to that early Vamp Scepter, then from the Vamp Scepter, they're going to try to barrel up to the Black Cleaver, sorry, not Black Cleaver, the Bloodthirster. So overall, Bloodthirster, kind of the way to go in the NA side, and I feel ultimately that's probably the best way to push out moreover than the Black Cleaver or trying to fresh up the Infinity Edge, get that ultimate damage, but don't have that kind of life sustain that you need to backline yourself.
Of course, it could just be a early Phage for Eternity Force.
Or that too.
Or that too, yeah. The whole season 2
too.
strat of everything. But either way, we're going to keep an eye on that. We did have the jungles just start off as normal. No level 1 going down. And again, Jace versus Olaf top. So we're going to make it rain on top of Jace, but he will be able to retaliate a lot with those hyper shots and the acceleration gates. And Corky just kind of hugging those minions, wants to make sure none of those mystic shots kind of creep through into him. We do have the sustain support in terms of that Taric, but Lulu, we were talking about that earlier a little bit. She has a lot of poke that she can combo very nicely with a Corky, but unfortunately they just don't have any kind of hard CC. But come on, camera, get down there. There is a Nocturne going for that gank. Did get off that tether, but he did get off an Arcane Shift just before it did prog. Would have been a very dead Ezreal, so lucky stars for him. He will be okay for now, but Navatar in the mid, not looking so healthy.
No, not at all. Going down to about under 50% health. JRT barely missing out onto that gank from Nocturne. Great job by Ninja getting in onto there. Usual level 3, level 2 gank from the Nocturne over there as well. I'm liking the lane pickups that Undergeared actually has, and FXO has to kind of worry about that a little bit. I mean, you have Jace versus Olaf. Jace is a range Raz. The Shock Blast on top of the Acceleration Gate is going to be really detrimental to what Olaf wants to do. Undertow, farm up, and trade off with those vicious strikes, the reckless swing, and like it's unfortunate that Olaf's going to have to just sit at the tower a little bit, just chill out for a little bit, but overall, that's a really good matchup for Jace. I mean, the Orianna and the Karthus has to kind of wait a while a little bit to lay down the Skittle. Orianna can just re-engage with some auto attacks, and then on top of that, use that attack command to get some more damage on top of the Karthus. So overall, I like the aggression that team of Undergeared can push out, and we'll see how FXO kind of responds to it.
I put in a request to see if we can get the scoreboards sorted into the respective roles. Not entirely too sure that'll happen, but the request is there, so stop bugging me about it. Either way, 0-0, still pretty much even on top of that gold, but Ezreal 31 to the 37 of Corki, and looking at Olaf 27, he's actually out CSing. Nope, sorry, he's right on par with Jace in terms of the CS, so he might have to just sit back a little bit, but again, with those Thunderbolts, he should be able to trade out very nicely. Double flash with the Arcane Shift going in, bottom lane, out comes that cleanse from Waka Waka, no kill yet again for FXO, and it will be a little bit of a reset in bottom lane.
That was super interesting, especially where Ganesas had that ward over there. I don't know if truthfully FXO knew that ward was there, and I'm pretty sure they did it, so that's why they went for it. But that was so disgusting to burn out 2 flashes for that. I mean, yeah, they were gonna go for that kill onto Waka Waka, but Waka Waka was like, oh, I have this button called Cleanse. I can just get out of everything that you have, and you just wasted 2 flashes. The next 2-3 minutes, I mean, Undergeared is actually going to be in a really good position to take something away from Amumu, and this is not a good time. It's probably going to be this blue buff that didn't come up about in the 7-minute go.
Apparently the update is no, we're not getting a scoreboard sort, so back to the basics, sir. Back to the old school where we didn't have any of that control. Oh, the joys of this system. But yeah, either way. First items going back to town for our Orianna. I think she's going to be making a Chalice, but she's just not quite there yet. She's going to get Chalice and then probably Boots against this Karthus. But Karthus already has that tier. He's starting to fill it up. A Seraph's Embrace on a Karthus could really go a long way to keeping him alive just that little bit longer in team fights. Makes that death passive just that much more useful the longer he's alive in these.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean, that's just the trades and stuff that's going to be coming into play, so hopefully that will happen. We'll see what will happen on this bottom lane again. 7 minutes in, really passive, something that you see differently from the EU games. I mean, the EU games, 10 minutes in, kind of almost over. And we have a pretty good laning phase for both teams right now. Nothing really kind of actually putting up one. I mean, Nocturne is going to be getting his flashback in, or not Nocturne, and when we're going to be having this flashback in about 2 minutes. We have the flashback in almost at the same time for Daydreaming. So overall, FXO didn't really lose anything from that kind of fail gank at bottom, but we'll see if they can still push upon this. And Undergeared, they're looking okay. They're not looking too great, but they're looking okay right now as a team.
It is again interesting just to bring up the EU versus NA comparison. By now, we usually had 10, 15 kills on the board, and as you said, Dragons being thought about sub 10 minutes. Here, 8 minutes in, we don't even have a kill on the board. It's very, very different meta, very different pacing. I mean, we've tried for those ganks, but unfortunately just have not had anything quite connecting. And that mid lane, they should both have their blue buffs by now. Looking at the map, they are both gone. I saw Orianna going back as well. She has her Chalice now with those boots. Still with that tier on Karthus, but Yep, 63, 62. Pretty much everyone just kind of keeping par with their creeping, except maybe that Olaf. He's dropping behind about 10 creeps so far.
That's just the rage harass over top of it, and that's just unfortunate. This one's going down over there. FXO gonna try to get this game onto Waka Waka Wa. Quirky. Quirky, how about that?
Good enough.
That name.
Good enough.
No. Waka Waka Wa.
That's a quote from something. I'm just trying to remember what.
Is that like a Beastie Boys song that, you know?
No, because I don't listen
no.
I don't listen to Beastie Boys. Absolutely abhor them. But thanks for bringing it up. Yeah.
Someone's not gonna get a Christmas card from me now.
That's alright. I got 360 days to change your mind. It's all good. 11.5 to 11.2. Pretty much just laning phases all around. Amumu clearing out his jungle. Has himself that Spirit Stone. I don't see a Spirit Stone quite yet. In fact, I don't even see a machete. Oh no, it's because the machete went into the Madras. We're going to go for a Wriggles first versus the Spirit Stone. Now, Amumu. Typically, we see him build a little bit more tanky, you know, build up an Aegis of the Legion, maybe some mobility boots on top of things, but what are you thinking? Do you have any kind of dirt here on 408?
Not really. I mean, I know about the players. I remember JRT having more of a jungler than his ADC, but then again, that's only because I've only seen him play about twice or 3 times. I know that he's a pretty good ADC as well, but he plays about the same level as LOD plays. I am LOD is okay, good. Amumu still probably going to be building into, I wouldn't say MOBA boots. I mean, yeah, actually probably MOBA boots, and probably going to get some early gates, because right now he hasn't actually caught up to any of these gates, but he's going to get the first blood actually from this Jace, unfortunately, for not getting caught out a little bit. Did Requiem actually go off? Yes, it did. So Navatar actually kind of wasting that one up over there. That's unfortunate, but hey, she'll be able to go back and re-sustain up a little bit. But overall, great gank from Amumu, actually finally getting one for his fortune.
3 cheers for the lonely Yordle. Good first blood coming out there as well. So Volt Ninja going to be out there. He's just going to make sure that the stream doesn't go really that haywire. We got a ping on top of that Amumu as well, as he will be transitioning more mid. Of course, that ward did spot him out. And are we going to see Olaf heading back to town? He is kind of hanging back. Is he actually recalling? Yeah, he will. And he's going to get himself a little bit of a shopping spree. Tier 2 boots, the Philosopher's Stone, and I'm a little interested to see if we're going to see more of a very offensive kind of Olaf, because he does have to get into those back lines, pop that Ragnarok, just try to make a beeline for their most powerful unit. Or are we going to see him just kind of tank up? Because typically the tanks, at least in my experience, have a lot more of a chance to get into that back line.
I think that's what we're going to see in a way. It's going to be tanky-ish after we're going to be building up to a probably Shurelia's per se, but if we're going to be building up to a Warmog, then you don't really need too much for Mr. Olaf to actually be really successful. So Entis going to get into that Shurelia's and then probably build up to some more health. Here, health is a good thing for Olaf, especially with those reckless swings. Kind of do some goodness when you go lower in health.
I'm fairly sure Amumu's a Yordle.
I don't think so.
Really? I'm gonna Leakpedia it.
It's like sorry, not Rinda Yordle. Sorry about that. Fizz. Fizz isn't totally a Yordle, right? Like,
I don't think Fizz is. No, he's like a sea monster.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Perhaps one of the oddest champions in the League of Legends is the Yordle known as Amumu. That's on Leaguepedia. You're all wrong.
Don't believe it. I believe Fizz is still a Yordle, and I don't believe Amumu is a Yordle.
He's a dead Yordle. Okay, I'll concede that. Either way, Daydreaming, maybe caught Daydreaming there in the bush. Taking a lot of auto attack. Out comes the picks as well. Did get off the stun shatter combo on top of Waka Waka Wonk. Unfortunately, no kills. We do got 408 down there, and 408 is, I want to say, level 6. Resolution here isn't exactly the best, but I think he's level 6.
He's level 8 right now.
Cool, he's level 8, so he should have that Curse of the Sad Mummy ready to go. We're just trying to bait them into it. They're just not taking it.
I mean, Nocturne is going to be showing up. They're going to be able to top, but 408 doesn't really know that right now. And yeah, I mean, they're going to try to keep on doing this. They're going to get sight from that vision. Here we go with that engage, and here we go. The true, wow, the wild growth going to be used for Gandhi Sauce, and Gandhi Sauce is going to be out there. But Entis probably could get closed upon. Volt Ninja has that paranoia, and it's probably going to be not used.
Is he level 6? Yeah, he's level 6. Yep, not going to be using a come on. That is so totally a kill. Just jump him. But no, it does not look like that's in the cards today. We also got that flash ready for Volt Ninja as well. Maybe just really wasn't in range, or maybe they just want to take it slow. But either way, even with that kill on the board, there's only 300 gold difference, which is, I think, what, the first blood bonus. Like, that's really the only thing really separating these two teams. But still, 13 minutes in, about to hit that 14-minute mark. We have some really impressive creep numbers from both sides, especially those mids. They're about to hit 140 each, which is actually beating out the 10 creeps a minute rule.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they haven't had any rats. Literally, there's no altercations from Mumu or Nocturne, and Nocturne's going to be camping up on this Olaf, who did take out the first assist of the game, but truthfully, I mean, you wanted to deny that card, that you want to deny the damage, but unfortunately for not, it is going to be Gandhi Sauce going to be taking it down right over there.
Yep, Gandhi Sauce goes down. Sad Mummy comes out looking for the kill on top of Corki, who does get off that flash. I don't think 408 can actually chase this down, but he will not drop in the process either. And that's going to be 2-0 now for FXO over top of Undergeared. So Undergeared might be a little underprepared, as they have yet to really make a convincing play at a kill.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, truthfully, it's just looking unfortunately good for the team of the FXO. FXO going to be pushing it, and Centric, Eternic, Deadnick is going to be dead right there. And great take for that dragon as well. Personally, this is a really good play. Taking out one of the members of the bottom lane, making sure that you can secure something. Wow, great ultimate from that shockwave. Achille going to be able to get that kill on Avatar. Waka walk.
Just call him Waka. It's cool, bro.
Yeah,
but
no, because I kept on saying Wicca, and that's actually Chaox's Smurf, and I can guess that's
no, definitely not Wicca. No.
Yeah, it's not Wicca.
That's also a
Waka.
witchcraft. Wicca. It's white magic. The more you know. Anyways, finally getting a kill on that top of that board. It is going to go to Orianna. Now that top lane, when Olaf went really hard back on top of Jace, there was a Nocturne up there, but he went back to town. I really do think that Jace was expecting a little bit of backup there, because overall that just seemed like a dumb thing to do in that top, but Volt Ninja kind of left him hanging. Mid lane though, FXO 408 going to be in the house. A little bit of help there from Ezra as well with the True Shot barrage, but the tower will stand. It's not exactly a sturdy tower at this point. It's kind of teetering off to the side, but it will survive for now. Should be long enough for Karthus to come back, and Karthus has himself a Rod of Ages in the 15-minute mark.
Has also the Tear Goddess pretty much probably halfway as well with all the charges. Seraph's Embrace is going to be incoming from there. Seraph's Embrace on a Karthus is just going to be more defile damage, more damage coming onto you. Never a fun time going to be into that. So if FXO can complete it right, they're going to be doing some major damage in a little small space, and if the team of Undergeared can't get out of that small space, I would say that's pretty much GG for whatever team fight Karthus gets into, especially since he hasn't suffered any big losses or anything from his creeps, and kept up pretty much with that Orianna.
I mean, he does have that one death, but he has, as you said, really kept up very nicely at 161, still filling up that tier. Once he actually, pushes that tier into the Archangels, then into the Seraph, I think that would be a big boost to him in upcoming team fights. But a 2-on-1 situation up top, Eternic is forced to just get zoned out of that, so a lot of tower damage going to be going on up there. Pink warding that river, Navatar really making sure that he's going to be A-okay. And the first tower going down 17 minutes in, but it will be a trade-off, as I think we lost mid in that altercation as well.
Yep, Midge for top over there. FXO picking up the second of the ladder at that, but it's still pretty good for both teams right now. But we do see a dive. Here comes True Shot barrage, damage output. Karthus Requiem. I don't think that's going to be enough damage though to try to clear something. Jarity is actually pretty low on mana, so I don't think he can actually try to get himself killed, because literally if he did go for the arcane shift into a Nocturnal, it would be kind of GG for the bottom lane.
Yeah, that kind of felt underwhelming, but at the same time, neither of those characters in the bot lane have an ignite. So, I mean, it was a good combo. We got off those stun, we got the double ult going down, hit both of them with the help of Navatar, but what were they trying to accomplish with that? There was no follow-up. Now they're retreating, which means that they're kind of going to give up that health point advantage. They're not going to be trading out. And yeah, they're just going to go back to town. So, I don't know. Feels kind of off, this play. Maybe not as tight-knit. Maybe they're just a little bit shaky. It is the first game of the NA tournament, and we saw this from Dragonborn back in EU. I mean, they got absolutely slaughtered first game, but they did a really nice job coming back to it And then second game is just like, okay, they smoothed out their nerves, they had some liquid courage, and they came back and they rocked it. Could be a similar situation here for FXO.
Or it was just Dragonborn being Dragonborn, kind of being trolly and making sure that they could have some fun with it as well.
Sort of a cult,
bro. I mean, sort of a cult, yeah, I was about to say that. The Dragonborn, Frostada, all that goodness, yeah, it came into play over there when that game came in out of there. FXOpen, I mean, they're not down, they're up. They're just gonna, I don't know, they're a new team. So I expect this at new teams, you know, sometimes they don't have the great communication, or they're kind of still playing in the solo queue kind of mentality, and that's technically what we see from the other team as well. Undergeared is kind of the solo queue mentality as well, and we'll see how that plays out. I mean, there's a big difference if you played with a team for 2-3 months, even to 2 to 3 weeks. Like, there's a huge difference, and I know everyone personal experience a little bit as well. Like, you kind of need to build a little bit of communication, a little bit of time with each other, even if you play duo queue, solo queue, or whatever with the other players that you play with.
Yeah, we saw some altercations top, but we do got a 3-man push with a Sunfire cape on a Mumu, so definitely tanking up a little bit. I wonder if we're going to see Leandries on him as well, just to kind of go with the whole thing that Leandries actually procs off of Sunfire, which was a big thing there for EU. The Autumn Tower definitely dropping. There it goes. 408 able to pick up that one and kind of leads the charge. And now he's going to just tail in the retreat. But Entus up top does have himself that Shurelya's and another Giant's Belt on top of things. So he's able to take quite a bit of harass here from Eternic, and Eternic almost looks like he's kind of running out of steam. His mana a little bit too low as Entus is just kind of healing up and taking it.
Yeah, definitely. And Tennis is just going to be building up again. Going to be building up to that Warmox. Usually you see Warmox as going to be being the first pick for most of Lost now. This really is more of a Season 2 thing, but maybe the early gold detriment made the force that Antis wants to build into that Shirley's really early. And CDR, mana, and all that good stuff really helps out Olaf anyway, so not a bad choice for either way, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit slower onto that Warmox.
3 towers to the 1. We now have a little bit of extra map control for here to FXO because we don't have that safety blanket by the river, which means that we could have an increase in ganks coming down, but Waka in the bottom lane able to split push back, so 3 to 2, not as bad as it was just a moment ago. Nocturne going to be going top, and 20 minutes in, sir. 4 kills on the board. This is going to be a long haul.
What do you like better, the EU pace of 19 minutes win the game, or the, I guess the CLG, I can't call them CLG EU, EG?
No, not Epic, sorry.
Evil Geniuses, right. 40-minute, 50-minute game kind of time where you hopefully don't throw, but you kind of throw and then kind of win. Don't know. I mean, yeah, we do see some amazing plays coming out from this, but truthfully, this is more to it. Best of 3. Again, best of 3, first best of 3 of their set, pretty much of their kind of careers, as well as a really, really important one. Everyone's playing passive, everyone's just trying to farm. I mean, that's what you see. Game 2 probably will be a little bit more aggressive, but yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. Nerves, everything we'll get into it. The psyche of a player in esports in general, especially in just adolescence and stuff, it's just me playing into this.
Well, down goes that dragon. Out comes the Sad Mummy ult. There's a cleanse off to the side as well. Eternic and Grand Sauce are running from that Entus, who's looking pretty formidable at this point. Volt Ninja going in for the kill on top of Ezreal. Not going to get it. Some really great kiting skills coming out of that one, and more kills going down the line here for FXO. Looks like they are going to be taking this team fight 3 to 1. Entus could be in a little bit of trouble, but Mystic Shot is going to turn that Jace right back around, and it does look like the 2 survivors are just going to kind of huddle under their tower. But a great bomb landing on top of Ezreal, almost taking him down. Just a little bit more firepower would have been it, so they're just gonna chase him out of town. But still, 6 to 2. Who got the dragon? Because it went by way too fast for me.
I think it was a blue team that got the dragon because they were securing it. So again, especially with Volt Ninja's smite not up, Smite still up, it's pretty much for sure that actually the blue team actually took that down. Slash FXO. Really quickly as well, looking at item builds, Warmox being set up, yes, it's just the Trinity Force being built up for Ezreal. Not really seen as much anymore, and now we're seeing Trinity Force a lot from the last EU meta or EU regionals, and now, or not EU regionals, EU qualifiers, and now we're seeing it from the NA qualifiers as well.
6 to 2. Nobody in chat helping me out with the dragon, so I'm going to say it's blue as well. Looking at the gold, 4,000 difference. The towers are pretty even, but that should be the second dragon now, I do believe.
Yeah, that's definitely the second dragon for the team of FXO, and Undergeared had a really good start. Unfortunately, not going to be finishing up right now. We'll see what they can do. They need to provide some pressure. They need to get that last top turret down. But they need to get some wards out. Probably deny the vision of FXO, because FXO right now is throwing a lot of roaming into the team, and they definitely need to protect that from their own jungle.
A little bit of red pressure going on. I think Volt Ninja actually got it. True Shot Barrage coming out as well, and Volt Ninja apparently frozen in place. Just way too many hard stuns coming out, and he does drop. So he might have been able to get the gold there for the red, but he does give it up. Entus now just kind of being a meat wall against the team of Undergeared, and they're having a really hard time even getting him down to half health. But look at that bandage coming in with the Sad Mummy, able to grab two of them. 408 has to run out, but it will be, I think, an Ignite going down. Yeah, Oriana's Ignite able to tick that one off with the help of a large missile at the end. Gandhi Saws is still alive somehow in the back, but we also have this front line of Jace is dropping real quick. So overall, 1-for-1 exchange, but it's just so many low hit points across everyone.
I don't know why FXO is even staying there right now. I mean, Entus could probably take it up right now, but Achilles is doing so much poke harass. You do not want to face up against that with the Oriana just poking freely onto your team. So we're just seeing the backup over there. Really good stuff coming out from both teams, truthfully. FXO just took up the upper hand from that. Waka, a little bit interesting to actually start off that engage onto the Daydreaming Tarek, but hey, it almost paid off in the end. And truthfully, FXO is in a good kind of position just to keep on pushing. Truthfully, Team Undergeared does have to make some really, really risky stuff, and that was one of those risks Ezreal wanted to take, and hopefully he wanted to make. I mean, Corki wanted to take, and hopefully he wanted to make happen, but unfortunately for not, it just didn't come to fruition.
25 minutes in, 7-3. Let's take a quick look at some of these items. We don't quite have that Trinity Force for Ezreal, but sitting at 004 and 226 creeps, he's making a good push to it, but he did go Bloodthirster first. Now, according to Corki, it's pretty much the same thing, and they're pretty even if you look at it. 215 to the 226, there's the Trinity Force. 004 to the 003, so our ADC is actually ending up not exactly carry status quite yet, but they do have a lot of change behind them. Now, at the same time, our mids, we still got that tier filling up. We have a home guard. Do we have a teleport on Karthus? No, but we have a home guard on his boots with a big rod. So Big Rod has himself that tier and the Rod of Ages. What are you thinking? Zonia's or Hourglass? Nah, that's the same thing. Zonia's or Rabadon's?
Probably going to be Rabadon, just needs to get more damage. Especially if you have Seraph's Embrace already almost filled up and basted. I mean, yeah, Zarya's is a really good item to add on to it, but if you got that little bit of mana shield from the Seraph's Embrace, that's a really good replacement for Zarya, so you can definitely kind of get away with that, so you can get actually more damage output. Navatar actually probably could have captured a little bit more kills if he actually had a little bit more AP, so that'll work out to his favor if he does build up that Rabadon, but either way, it's not a bad idea to build up Zarya as well. I was about to say something really quickly. Oh yeah, Home Guard. That's definitely the choice of everybody upgrading. I don't think there's any other upgrades you would do with boots other than Home Guard. I mean, there's turnarounds that you can get from people trying to take away from your base. It's pretty cute to see, but it's also really a detrimental thing because, you know, Home Guard just makes you go into that front line super fast. And if you need to catch up from your base and just kind of bait out a team, it's kind of what's good for the new meta of Home Guard boots versus no Home Guard boots.
I'm actually more of a fan for the initiators to get Captain, and then the ADCs to get, I think it's Alacrity, the plus 12% after you auto-attack something. Because that way the Captains will help accelerate you, and then, of course, every time you're in a team fight, you have that extra 12%. It synergizes with things like the Severe Ultimate and her passive, the Vayne passive as well, just to get that extra boost. Especially if you can, get Static Shivs, you can get those Phantom Dancers. But yeah, Home Guard comboed with Teleport is definitely something of the flavor this month.
Yeah, definitely indeed. And we do see the push up for this middle second turret. Gandhi Sauce put in a little bit of bad position. Gonna have to burn out that ultimate, and that's actually one of the ultimates you want to burn out really early. Let's see if the team of FXO wants to go revisit this damage output, but overall, really good take, getting that second middle turret. Gonna go for this dragon and probably gonna be basing really quickly. This is gonna be a good response, but Undergeared does have a little bit of a timing just to go take that Baron, but unfortunately for that is them going to be kind of backing away because they don't have really any wardage for the map.
Down goes the dragon. Apparently it's Fur, not Alacrity. Alacrity must be the plus default move speed. Oh, good getaway right there, but is not going to save this tower. 7-3 and 5 towers up. FXO is definitely taking control of the game. We do have that Hex Drinker now with that Warmog. My goodness, this Olaf is becoming something of a beast. 408, no going home for you. You got to walk. And why do they have to pick on Amumu?
I mean, he's a sad bandage dead, not Yordle. That's why FourCourtJester. I mean, you can't kill the the non-Yordle.
Thanks, Trick.
Yes, this is your Yordle, right? Exactly. Sure, Philly.
Fun time.
These Yordles and their Wicca Waka Wicca Was. So much stuff happening in this game.
All these teams with their forfeits. I think we've had 3 teams across 2 regions already forfeit, which is saddening to see. But either way.
Technically 4 teams if you count the whatever.
Oh yeah, the
that,
cheater
that
chance.
name is. The chance, yeah.
I seriously think that was Team AL before they renamed them. Those
That's
brackets,
really
man.
possible, right?
Binary Beast could be just a default thing. Alright, we're doing a little bit of counter warding here at the Baron, getting ourselves a little bit of gold. In terms of everything, I mean, yeah, Olaf looking pretty beastly. We do got those roaming boots on Tarek, so boots of speed coming out for him with the Ruby Sightstone. So we are doing some decent ward coverage. It's probably not as plentiful as we'd like to see, but he's also... Are we going to see a double Aegis? What else can a Bucko go into?
The Emblem of Valor could also go into, yeah, I don't see anything else really could come out to. I was about to say Emblem of Valor right into the Iron Locket Solari, but I don't think it builds out of Solari anymore. You built that one out of the Kindle Gem, right?
Solari is Kindle Gem. Stream is lagging for me. That's unfortunate. Emblem of Valor.
Yeah, it's Kindle Gem, the new rejuvenation bead, and I think platformer.
Banner of Command. Also
there you
go.
go.
Go into.
Right engaged by Volt Ninja right over there. FXO is going to try to re-engage on this, but I don't think this is the smartest idea. They do take down that Moomer really quickly. Daydreaming going to be taken off from the side, but here comes JRT. Going to try to carry out his team, and then we do see the ultimate of death going to come in. Double kill. There is the kill on JRT as well. Achilles is the only one that is left alive, and we see the push up over into mid lane.
Wow. 4 for 2. That was a great Requiem at their end there, and I'm going to have to reboot the stream after the game. Definitely falling a little bit behind. But 11-5, FXO now just kind of going to town on top of the tower, and why not? Nobody really to contest them. Should at least be an inhibitor. I don't really foresee any kind of win here. I don't quite think the timers are up, but yeah, 4 for 2. They'll take it. 11-5. We got pings going down on top of the Baron. I seriously think Entis could just tank it all, and JRT, with the help of Navatar, should be able to solidify it before any kind of real resistance could come in. We don't even have any globals. Like, we're going to have to get a Nocturne ultimate in there if we really want to steal it, but I just don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening, but the Orion Ball could make it a little bit interesting. Does miss out on the first shot, and we do see the damage output from Navatar onto there, and yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. No, Daydreaming going to get home on the front side. If they get a cap up onto this Baron, they're going to get a really good Achilles, going to take a shatter right into the face. And is it Navatar? Actually, blue team's still going to take it down. Great job by 4-8, still really secure to that. And we do see a Danger, but Daydreaming out of really bad position. I think this is retreat time for 4-8 to say, yeah, we're not going there.
That was a little bit unfortunate. Gets the Baron due to his efforts and then dies due to those same efforts. But hey, Baron secured. It's going to secure their gold up to a 10,000 gold lead. True-Shot Barrage off to the bottom lane. Help clear it out a little bit. Should help alleviate the pressure. They got the top lane also pushing in, but now we also have to deal with the fact that we're missing an inhibitor in this mid for Team Undergeared. So that will keep at least one of them in their base, or at least a little bit more on the back foot in terms of just trying to push out as 5, because the longer they're going to be neglecting that, the farther it's just going to auto-push itself in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the team is just kind of just waiting to go. I mean, with Baron on top of that, they're going to have enough to just re-engage one. Double Cerealia is going to be used for the win. Seraph Embrace finally being built up with the death cap. Yep, there we go with Karthus. Just not taking a lot of damage in the backline anyway, so it might as well just dish up more. And plus, on top of that, you have the Mana Shield with that Seraph Embrace. As long as you remember it, it's going to be pretty strong, especially since you already built a super duper big mana base with your, Chalice of Harmony on top of that. You have your Rotted Ages on top of that Seraph Embrace. So very cute little thing that Mr. Karthus is going to be building up to. Probably going to be around that 500 mark in that AP. Overall though, Last Whisper on Ezreal, we're going to be probably building into Mercurial Scimitar or just building a BF sword just because he can. We'll see what'll happen pretty soon, but yeah, FXO just needs to push up a little bit more, and I feel like they should be going for the win really soon.
What does he really need a Mercurial for? Like, if he does go that route, I mean, the only real kind of debuff he has is, what, the Fear or the Orianable?
Yeah, I mean, it's just small things. I think it's just to build up more damage. He's probably going to be building it to Infinity Edge or something, but I mean, it's a possibility.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do have that Rabadons on that Karth as well. 309 creeps, dipping a little bit under that 10 creeps a minute rule, but yeah, he's still stealing Ray up there. Man, 4 out of 5 members of FXO all have Home Guard.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good boot. It's a good boot to boot. I mean, if you want to get a little bit Canadian right there.
See what you did there.
And we're going to see what they can do over here at its top inhibitor, but unfortunately that's not going to be happening. Ooh, Volt Ninja going right into it. Great Lulu ult, but fortunately for not. I don't think that's going to be enough. Entis does take away from Daydream, but Daydream just goes down. Daydream's kind of worse, the least of their memories, but again, FXO is pretty much alive from all of that. They have still Baron up, and yeah, they're just taking so much damage. FXO probably pushing in for a win. A little bit contested though, so they could see a backup from Avatar with that ultimate going to go in, and we're going to see if the damage output from Jace is going to actually deny that, but they just get off the next asserts, and FXO is probably going to be able to secure this one for themselves.
Yeah, 20 seconds left on those death timers. The only person really in, quote, danger of dying is Olaf, and it's a little bit of a misnomer because, bam, they win the game before he could die. Immortal Olaf. Actually, yeah, he was immortal. 404, the only person, okay, that's a lie. Ezreal didn't die either, but still, 9 kills combined with those assists for Ezreal, 8 for the Olaf. Overall, FXO just seemed to have a bit more of a dynamic than Team Undergeared. There were some iffy spots where it's like, not entirely too sure why they committed to that, but overall 13-7, they able to take the game in a 35-minute win. So, I mean, hey, congrats to them. 58k to the 44. I'll take it any day.
Yep, and they're going to be going into this game number 2 pretty soon. FXO going to be up 1-0, so we'll be right back. I'm actually going to take a little bit of a water break. I want to say hi to everybody in chat room. Yeah, we'll see if we can get the game. I think One Trick Ponies is the thing that everyone who actually wants to watch, and I was actually remarking about that as well. Didn't know it's going to be Phantom Lord that's going to be facing against, so there you go with that. But yeah, we'll try to get that game, but if anything, we'll just try to find something that is open. I mean, we'll see, guys. But yeah, we're going to be going into game 2 pretty soon.
Alright, I'm tired of listening to the sniveling of a moo-moo. Yeah, alright, well, we're at the camera's mercy, so there's nothing we can really do to further this along, but we'll put on some music. You guys have any questions there in the chat? We will be around.